I know where the key is. Then let's go.
We're gonna go. No, they killed my favorite character in the game.
They killed him.
They killed him. We all gotta die sometime, I guess.
Guess this is it.
We're right behind you.
Zach, we did it.
Give it to
Sean, you take
Sean,
it.
do it.
Sean, you take it. You're the British Sean.
Go, Sean. You go through the crazy Stargate wormhole.
Stargate wormhole. Oh. Why do they walk so slow? I wanna get.
Oh,
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna get to the ending before they do. We're gonna find out what's on the other side of the door. How do we save humanity?
You don't.
I don't? What the fuck is all this for?
Moment of truth.
Dad looks weird. All bug-eyed. Alright, everybody follow Desmond. All you guys ever do is follow me around.
You're the leader.
Following the lead. See, there's a big thing up here we gotta go. Why is the camera angle all weird? I'm gonna walk. Now I'm gonna jog. My hand is only all on the stick. I didn't do that.
Yes. Come. Here, at last. You know our story now. Of how we tried. Of how we failed. All our hopes extinguished. Save one. Your touch. A spark. A spark to save the world.
Wait! Do not touch the pedestal.
Minerva?
You. But how? You left. You destroyed the device.
Did you think there was only one?
What the hell is going on here?
You must not free her.
Free her?
Juno dwells within these walls, awaiting release. I will explain. While we worked to save the world, she sought instead to conquer it. She used our machine to set her plans in motion. Divination through numbers. There is a pattern to existence. To comprehend the calculations is to tame time. This was my focus. And so I built the eye to aid us. But she turned it towards her own ends. When we discovered her treachery, we put a stop to it. And then we left. But first we called to you, that you might try again. We thought it would be safe with her gone. Now I see we were deceived. She survived, she endured, and then she began to work. For centuries, Tinny and I walked the world, hoping to rekindle the spark of civilization. We shared what we knew as best we could. We were not the only ones, but for all the power we wrought, still death would claim us. But before it did, I would have one last look to know if we had succeeded.
That's how you're here now?
I had hoped you might find this place and finish our work. But it is too late. You and the Templars have squabbled over our refuse. You have wasted centuries, and so you have lost your chance. You cannot hope to stop the end now, Desmond. Only to survive.
She's lying! Only touch the pedestal and the world will be saved.
Better the world burn than she be loosed upon it.
Is that so? Show him then.
But he will not understand. It is complicated. It is...
Show me.
If you heed Minerva, the sun will have its way. The ground will crack and spit fire into the skies. All the world will burn. But this does not end the world, merely heralds its arrival. Darkness follows. Then you emerge, resolving to lay a foundation that such a tragedy does not befall the world again. You will become a symbol to those who survive. Hope, knowledge, determination. You will inspire them to rebuild, to thrive once more. And as the world heals, so too will humanity. But you are just a man, frail and mortal. You pass from the world, leaving behind only a memory. A legacy. You will be remembered first as a hero, later as a legend, and in time, as a god. It is the cruelest fate, to have written words that meant well, and see them made wicked and unwise. What was meant to encourage life, used instead to justify taking it. And so now you see that what was shall be again. So tell me, how is this better?
Desmond would be Jesus, Moses, Jedi. To the new
She would
civilization.
sacrifice you, sacrifice the world, for no other reason than to deny me vindication.
They will enslave your kind, Desmond. Is this not why you fight? Is this not why you came here? To ensure more than just your race's future, but its freedom?
What future? What freedom? Billions dead and the whole cycle begun anew? This world has known nothing but heartache and horror since we left it.
Our gift to them, and you'd see it all returned.
Enough!
You must not do this.
Whatever Juno's planning, however terrible it might seem today, we'll find a way to stop it. But the alternative, what you want, there's no hope there.
If you free her, you'll be destroyed.
It will happen in an instant. There will be no pain.
You mustn't.
It's done, Minerva. The decision's made.
Then the consequences of this mistake are yours to live and die with.
You need to go. All of you. Now. Get as far away from here as you can. Come with us! We'll find another way. There isn't time. Son. You know it's true. It's already started. I need to do this now. So go. Go!
It's some sort of global aurora borealis. Never seen anything like this before. Eyewitnesses describe electrical storms and erratic displays of unusual weather. Residents are being asked to remain inside and wait for geological surveys are now reporting seismic activity throughout the Ring of Fire. Northeastern Canada is said to be experiencing the largest on record. Satellites and transformers are failing as the flare increases in intensity. Worldwide reports of blackouts seems to be receding. Residual seismic and volcanic activity is being reported, but nothing approaching earlier levels. Obviously, it'll be a while before experts are able to assess the full extent of the damage caused by today's event. But it appears the worst is behind us. We'll be sure to bring you more as this story develops.
It is done. The world is saved. You played your part well, Desmond. But now it's time that I played mine.
Okay. Stay tuned whether it's at the end of this video or in a new video after this video, because there's apparently some gameplay after this. I don't know what that is yet, and I'm not asking you to spoil that for me, Zach, so don't.
I don't fully know what it is.
Okay. Okay, so fair enough. You guys probably hate us for the last couple of videos. We were complaining.
I just like to say that I'm vindicated entirely. You'll notice Juno screwed everything up throughout history by influencing the chaos and preventing the Templars or Assassins from gaining an advantage in just a give and take.
I think
Thus, not giving them enough time in Minerva's plan not to take fold, unleashing Juno, because Connor just kept on taking out the Templars and it just kept on going back and forth, them fighting.
I honestly feel like Connor's story wasn't really all that important. I know people are probably... I mean, I liked a lot of the story. I did. I didn't feel like it was completely necessary. I don't know.
He hit the key.
He hit the key. Okay, done. George Washington was there. But, I mean, I did enjoy the story. But I did the ending... God, does that not leave me satisfied whatsoever? Do you have that problem? Just everything that they've worked toward in the all leading up to this one moment, and then Desmond goes, fuck it, humanity should be enslaved. So what the fuck?
Well, he says they can fight.
Oh, yeah, sure. Against this thousands of years of old being that isn't really like alive in terms of flesh and bone.
I would like to point out that as far as we know, his dad is the only one that's going to be able to not be affected by the Apple of Eden, right? The mind control.
We know that?
Well, because it's in Desmond's genealogy that they have a resistance, right? So Desmond's not affected by it, and his dad's not affected by it.
They are the but no, but this doesn't count. Juno manipulated Desmond.
Yeah, but Desmond said
to kill Lucy.
Desmond said though in this that he wanted to do it, that he was shown what would happen, and so he made the choice, and it wasn't complete control of her forcing him.
Fair enough, that is true. He did say that.
So it's completely up to Desmond's father at this point
or
to
his
stop
mother.
her. Because
we don't know if his father could be his mother.
Because everyone else is gonna be just completely mind controlled by her.
So what? One person versus the entire world, or are they going to try to have to like? They're just gonna try to reproduce on a mass scale to try to get as many people with this gene in them. I would have chosen the other fate of let humanity stay mostly alive. A lot of people die, true, and that's bad, but we're not enslaved, mindless shells. We can then rebuild and get another attempt at trying to...
I would probably go with self-preservation and just on the base understanding that if I touch that thing, I die.
I die.
So I'm not going to touch it.
I do think that if I were playing this game without the intent of getting all of the optional objectives, I would have enjoyed it a lot more, especially near the end. If I could have just gone onto that ship specifically and just killed my way all the way up there, I think I'd have been fine.
Yeah.
I'd have probably enjoyed that. And then not shoving people out of your way when chasing Lee at the end there. I don't know. I get that they want these big blockbuster moments, but I don't think it should come at the cost of... In the first Assassin's Creed, you kind of got to choose how you're going to kill people. You know, there was a bit of thinking involved, and in this it was just chase your guy and kill him. It felt like. I'm not saying that was the case in every mission.
By the way, I love that Juno's evil, because I didn't buy for a second in this game this like turn. She hasn't liked humanity. And now all of a sudden, oh, she loves us.
Right.
And oh, you're the path, Desmond. Only touch it and the spark will save you. bullshit. You were the original slave owners.
Yeah.
You're not all of a sudden changing your tune. You look like an evil being.
Does.
Scary as hell.
So, but then that's my problem. Desmond knows all of this. Why doesn't he just go, no, screw you, we'll do it the hard way? Why take it... It bothers me to some extent because it doesn't make sense to me. It wouldn't be the choice I make. But it bothers me to the extent of... I feel like it's Ubisoft trying to keep the game going so they can make another game next year. Like,
yeah.
That bothers me to no end.
I think quite a few people were upset by the ending.
Yeah, a little.
From what I've seen of the audience. Thoughts.
You guys go ahead, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell us what you guys thought about it. And even if it's shut up, Ray and Zach, this is the best game ever. You're wrong, but you're completely entitled to that opinion.
I'm still devastated that
Charles Lee is dead.
Because Connor's a piece of shit.
Go ahead, talk. Vent. Give the credits. No one's listening to this anymore. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, we don't have an audience, so I can just spew hate. The fact is, Juno manipulated him. Juno was not trustworthy. He did it to set out to save his people. He finds out that, that was the reason, was to save his people and avenge his people, avenge his mother. And George Washington was the one who led the attack on the village and burned the village down, resulting in his mother's death. And he doesn't give a shit about that at the end. Why not? Why is he so bent on hating Charles Lee and his father? What, because Achilles tells him to? He didn't give a shit about Achilles.
No,
he was all about avenging it. And then all of a sudden, it's a bunch of bullshit that he would turn and be like, oh, George Washington, I'll never help you again, but I'm going to go take out Charles Lee, the man who did nothing to hurt the people other than put you up against a tree and say that you're dirt. Okay, so he's a jerk. But he didn't burn your village to the ground.
That was George Washington.
Charles Lee was just a jackass. And you let George Washington off scot-free to lead the country and become president. You're fine with him and being in power, but you need to kill Charles Lee? That's a bunch of bullshit.
You make a good point. I'm not going to lie about it.
It's not even because I like Charles Lee, but that really doesn't have that much to do with it. It's just Connor. It makes no sense why he would go after Charles Lee and not avenge George Washington.
Yeah.
Why he would be, George Washington is a man fighting for freedom. He burned down your village. This was the reason you
That's why you
fighting.
were mad at Charles Lee for this in your entire life.
And then turns out, Charles Lee didn't do it, and you're like, well, I'm still gonna kill him.
He's a bad man. The leader of the Templars.
and he's talking about peace with the Templars.
Yeah. I like, and they're hinting George Washington later gets a hold of the apple. Like, is George Washington a Templar? Like, what if this is all just... Oh, God. I understand what you're saying, is what I'm trying to say. I agree with you up to a point. The Ubisoft has done a great job over the last 4 games, because Revelations doesn't exist, making me hate Templars. Mm-hmm. So... I hate them, and it's hard for me to get that out of my head when I'm playing this game.
See, I even get your disdain for Hatham during that last interaction.
Yes.
With him, but I don't dislike Charles Lee at all from the last reaction, because think about it. Charles Lee has been rising in this group, and he believes that the group is doing right. Yes, he's a jerk. Yeah. But lots of people are jerks. He's watched this man, Connor, kill all of his people that he's grown to like and admire throughout, and then kill the Grand Master, a man that he looked up to as a mentor. So there's a logical hatred there of saying, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to make you, but I'm going to make you suffer first. I'm going to kill your precious founding fathers.
Yeah.
So he's pissed.
Yeah.
And
well, he did threaten to go and murder all of his family and
I'm not saying that like that's justified, but to simply take a black and white approach of it is incorrect policy. I believe in nuance.
Little gray area.
Yes. And Connor still killed his fat friend.
He did.
And that was not necessary.
I think that
he
was
betrayed his people.
That was the thing that bothered me the most, and I was legitimately shocked when I'm pressing the X button and blade goes into throat. I thought at that moment I would be, struggling tapping the X button, and then I gotta keep on tapping, and I push him off eventually and explain what's going on. No, I hit the X button once, and it's just you're dead. Longtime childhood friend, person that I've bonded with over the entire course of the game.
Over what? To protect George Washington.
The guy who burned down your village. Yeah. Not a lot of sense there in that story.
So really, it's not that I am even preferring Templars over Assassins. It's just I'm preferring Templars over Connor.
Over Connor. Yeah, you have a good point there. I'm gonna give you that.
Because I still love Ezio.
I struggled to like Connor during this game. And I've told you this before. I don't know if it's ever been in a video, but it feels like Ubisoft just kind of went, everybody loves Ezio. There's no way we're gonna make a character that likable again. So we might as well just make someone that people aren't going to like on purpose. Kind of throw in the towel. I don't know. I'm not saying that's what they did, but it kind of can be construed or felt that way. I've been playing this game on my own in my free time, and this is the first time I've beaten the game. I haven't even beaten this game on my own. And while I'm playing it on my own, I'm enjoying it. I like doing the side quests and missions and stuff, and I find it enjoyable to do the liberation missions and have all my assassins and do the homestead missions and build up the homestead and all of that, but it's just... there are issues even with that when it comes to... you're doing a liberation mission and you've got 3 things on your map that say these are the things that need to be liberated, but then the rest of the map is just blank and you're left to wander around for hours on end trying to manually find these liberation missions, and that really takes it out of me. I understand, we were talking the other day, you don't want a game that just is going off a checklist, but I don't want to have to walk around for a half an hour trying to find the next mission.
Right.
And it's just little things like that really just bug me about the game. Somebody asked me on Twitter, I don't have your name, I'm sorry, I'd give you a shout out right now if I knew, but somebody asked me on Twitter, should they buy this game or wait for BioShock Infinite? They only, people don't have our luxury. Right. They can't play every game that comes out. $60 is a lot of money for people. And I hadn't beaten the game at this point, but I was halfway through and I was already feeling like you should probably wait on Assassin's Creed 3, buy a game you're looking forward to more, and get Assassin's Creed 3 maybe when it's cheaper. I don't know. I had high expectations going into this. Maybe that's some fault, but I mean there are other things that it's just like Assassin's Creed 2 did so well. There are a lot of things in here that I feel are a step backwards. There's things that I think are a step forwards. I think the fighting mechanics are the best in the series. The running and climbing definitely has its moments, especially in the treetops. I do enjoy that a lot. You could see moments where Connor is not behaving. I want him to go forward, but he'll just sit there on a ledge and sit there, and then when I press forward again, he'll jump to the left or something. Little things like that. And
I want to say that I get the feeling from this game that it actually feels smaller to me. I get that the frontier is huge, but it is effectively a giant forest.
Yeah.
And so spending time in that hunting, that's great, but it is just a giant forest, and I'm disappointed with the interactions like with wolves.
Oh,
you don't feel
wolves,
like you're in danger.
Bears, cougars, all those quick time events with the animals.
Right.
I watched that when they announced that at like E3, like it was wilderness, you're gonna be hunting animals, that kind of thing. Yep. I was like, holy shit, they're combining Assassin's Creed with Red Dead. I am pumped for that. Like that's gonna make this game even more awesome. And then I found out it was a quick time event. You told me it was a quick time event. I didn't even get to play that before finding out. And just by hearing that, I was just.
So in general, New York's a disappointment. Boston's cool.
Boston is cool.
The thing is, Boston's one area.
Right.
And so my thing is, if I turn to AC2, one of my favorite games ever, you had Venice, you had Florence. What was that kind of
Montreal.
Yeah, but where Forza.
Caterina Forza.
I don't remember the name.
I don't
of
remember
that.
the name of that place,
but
yeah,
that was a different area.
Absolutely.
So even though that those were cities, they all felt distinct. They all had their own personalities to it, and so that world felt very, very big.
Yes.
Whereas this feels small to me.
And I'm gonna continue. I understand that they were dealing with the time period, and so they kind of, when New York is burnt to the ground in history at this time. But I mean, to have an entire third of a city practically unclimbable, and you can't navigate the rooftops in New York. I mean, it's New York. People want to be able to explore New York and have that sense of freedom. I also feel like this game really discourages climbing on rooftops. In Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, even Revelations, you could go onto rooftops, assassinate a guy, and keep going. This game, it just feels like the moment you are caught by a guard on a rooftop, you are either forced to fight, jump down immediately, or risk having your notoriety heightened, which is going to lead to more fights down the road. It really felt like I should have just stayed on the main road all the time, and that's not what Assassin's Creed is. I love the tree climbing. I said that before. I think that is a fantastic addition, but as far as concerning climbing around in the city of Boston and New York, it wasn't there for me in this game.
Correct me, because I'm going to go back to the Assassins versus the Templars, because that's what I come away most with this game. I feel like they're just basically two different political philosophies.
Yeah.
The Templars want control. They want a subjugated society that doesn't have absolute freedom, because they believe that leads to chaos. Right. Assassins believe that they want freedom and people should be able to decide without an interfering influence. Both sides basically say, take the position that we won't tolerate the other side. Right? The Templars want the Assassins dead. The Assassins want the Templars dead. So I don't want to. I struggle to find the Assassins to be very noble, especially in this game, where it's I disagree with you. You need to die. Achilles' standpoint was they need to be killed because they're Templars, and that's just because they disagree with him functionally. They don't actually. He doesn't actually know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it is based on his personal experience, so I understand specifically with Achilles.
Right. I mean, Assassins, they just don't want people to be mentally enslaved, and the Templars think that there cannot be peace while people have, the ability to think freely. And I mean, both are idyllic in one way or another. I think
the truth is in the middle.
The truth is in the middle. Be free, but enslave yourself.
Oh shit, we're playing. Oh my god, we actually get to fight in this. Die, you orcs! Die! Ah! I am Elendil! Oh god, they're fighting me. Oh god. Hey, not very nice.